What's up, guys? It's Gage here, and I am with the one and only Sebastian Crawford. Dude, how are you feeling right now?
Um, I don't know, man. It's actually just pretty normal. It hasn't really hit me yet that I got second. It's pretty crazy. Just I don't know. Didn't really expect to get second place going into the event. Just really was trying to get my first top. So
So this was your first top. Now I was gonna originally start by asking you, like, did you have any other tournament experience, like, did you top anything else besides like the YCS, or just like?
um, not really. I go to as many regionals as I can. I go to all the YCSs. It's in my area up until this year. This year I really wanted to go to like all of them. So I went to Dallas. I went to Mexico. Scrubbed out of both of those. But yeah, this is my first YCS top.
So you've been around and you're really getting into the tournament scene now. So do you think you're going to be playing a lot more competitively now that you've had your first top? Are you going to definitely break the barrier? Are you going to go all the way now?
Um, yeah, I'm really excited to actually just get to all the events that I can. I'll be at ARG Las Vegas, I think. I might try and go to Anaheim. But as soon as they announce more YCSs, I plan on going. I was actually going to go to Brazil, but because of money, I'm not going to go. But yeah.
So with going to the YCS, how many players were there? It was like almost near 1,000 from what I've heard, right?
Yeah, it was like 1,000. It's actually smaller than the LA regional, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it was close to 1,000.
How was your matchups throughout the day? Like, did you feel like when you were playing, you were beating out all those 1,000 plus people by being going all the way to the top two? Did you really feel like really accomplished that you were going that far?
Honestly, I felt like day one was way harder than day two. Day two was actually really smooth. I was really nervous, like going into day two. I won the first two matches. I finished X1 after Swiss. I think it was like eighth place. And then after I topped, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna play. I'm not gonna worry about any of the other stuff. I'm just gonna kind of just play Yu-Gi-Oh like I do every day. It's locals.
Do you think kind of like a relaxed state really helped you throughout the rest of the day too, or?
Um, Definitely. I think after I got my first win was in the mirror match, Cosmo mirror match, top 32. It was a feature match, and after I just 2-0'd him, I just felt really confident going forward. Then I played Necros, and it was just that's a really easy matchup. I feel so. Yeah, just the rest of the matches, the rest of the day was pretty good.
So you mentioned you played Cosmo. Now, you felt like this was the best deck going into the event just because of all the new support, even with the old ban list being in effect. You still thought Cosmo was going to come out on top.
Yeah, I really did. I I saw the deck come out. Like I've been playing the deck since it was announced. Really, since they told us that we were getting some fairy sale deck, I was excited to play it. I always picked up the deck. I proxied everything. And then once we got this new support, as soon as I heard about it, I was proxying it, testing with my friends. Immediately knew that it's just savage. Like you just can put so many big beaters on the field, and they just can't get over them. So, yeah, I definitely thought this was the best deck going in.
So you definitely think even moving forward in the next format, it's just going to get even more ridiculous.
Um, yeah, I think there's going to be a few bumps over the along the way, just from the new decks coming out and people starting to like know how to play against the new Cosmos. But I think when Bosch is released, we're going to get even more support. So this deck is like Konami wants this deck to be successful, so they're definitely going to make it the tier one deck that they want it to be. So yeah.
So you mentioned a few speed bumps in the fact like, oh, that people didn't really know how to play against your deck. Did you really come across that problem? Like people just legitimately didn't know how to side against you properly or however to play against you really?
I think it was round two. I played against a BA player, and he asked me how he plays around Cosmo Town, and I was like, I don't know, man. It's really just an unfair card. Like the amount of pluses that it nets you is just ridiculous. But no, he really didn't know how to play through so much advantage that Cosmo Town and the new support really generates.
So the surprise factor really helped you in that sense.
Um, Yeah, I think there was a few matches where it was just kind of like, wow, I guess so. But yeah, definitely there was a few techs of mine that really put in work. Surprise factor wise, yeah.
Those techs. Zodiac's raving about them, man. Why
Yeah.
don't you let us know what they are?
Um, I guess the biggest one that pretty much everyone knows about is Light and Darkness Dragon. It was pretty crazy, but yeah, it actually won me a few matches, a few game threes actually. Just put in so much work, and then in the finals when I saw it, it was really good. But it couldn't come away with the victory. But yeah.
Now, what did Enlightened Arsonist Dragon really do for you? Is that the only tech you had? Was that the only card that set you apart from all the other Cosmo deck at the event?
Um, well, that and I main Stormforth. Yeah, that's pretty much like the really big ones. You'll see like some of the side deck techs and some of the extra deck techs later on this week when I do a deck profile. But yeah, I think Lad was insanely incredible, and yeah, it was really that good for no reason at all. I don't know how or why it was that good. I just wanted to test it, and it's fantastic.
So you think moving forward, you'll probably keep like Darkest Dragon in the builds. Now, what else would you change throughout the Cosmo deck after just playing in a big tournament event scene with it? What would you adjust? Now, I don't have your deck list in front of me, of course, because you're going to have an exclusive interview on somebody else's channel, unfortunately. But what would you change moving forward? Some of the problems, maybe like more common cards that people would see would be well fit in the deck, but maybe they just didn't work out for you.
Well, I think I played too many traps. I played 7. Sorry, played 7. I think moving forward, the deck is just going to be the powerhouse deck. I won't need to play traps really. I won't need to protect myself against decks like Necroz or anything like that. It'll just pretty much be mirror, I think, moving forward. And then whenever magicians come out, maybe those. And once Pepe gets better, that'll be an issue too. But I think moving forward, it'll just be kind of side deck oriented around the mirror.
So you think it's going to be more of a tier 0 format, which is kind of Cosmo against Cosmo, preparing for that matchup more than anything?
Yeah, I think the deck is good enough to call it that, but I don't know. I think people are just excited to play the deck, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's that good. It was never like Necro's tier 0 or maybe Ruler tier 0 by any means, but it's definitely going to be a deck that everyone's going to want to play, that everyone's going to be playing. Maybe like BA last year, around the same time.
So would this be probably one of your favorite decks you've ever played just because you thought of the style was really nice or everything? Or do you have another older deck that you really feel close to?
Well, my original deck of choice is Ritual Beast. I played that as soon as it came out. I feel like that's the deck that really got me into the competitive scene. I topped like a few regionals in a row with it. I'm from the Austin area, so I'm close to the San Antonio guys like Irvin. He topped the YCS with Ritual Beast, and Miguel, you know him, he went to Worlds and stuff like that. So we all like tested together, all built our decks kind of similar, but that was really the deck that made me fall in love with this game. But, yeah, and I don't know, Cosmos, I love Star Wars, so it's just a really cool deck.
Are you excited for that movie? Did you see it? Or
yeah, I've seen the trailer. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, really, do you think your playtesting group in Austin, do you think they really helped you out moving into the event, or do you think you still could have used more testing? Do you think you still could have used that extra push? Even though you did do very well at the event, do you still think there's more room for practice that you didn't get enough?
I definitely think there was room for practice. I work a lot of hours at my job, so it kind of hindered how much I could play test, but the play test that I did get in, it was really beneficial because I played against all the top decks, and I felt like my main deck was well oriented around the mirror against Magispector, against the new decks, but also it was good enough against all the older decks as well. And then my side deck was just really good. I feel like deck building is the most important part in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then second to just how you play. So yeah, I felt very prepared.
So as an aspiring competitive player yourself, what advice could you give to other aspiring competitive players, much like yourself, where they have come from long hours of work and everything? Maybe they don't get enough time as testing and everything. What would you suggest to them?
Honestly, all my friends from my locals and stuff like that, they know me as like their local scrub. So I was in no position to just go and top this YCS, let alone get second. And I guess want to tell them that, just keep trying. Just never doubt yourself, honestly. I never doubted myself, never didn't think I could do this. I didn't know if I was going to get second or first or whatever, but I never doubted myself. Just remain confident in your build and just do your best you can. That's all you can control. So.
Now, as the scrub of your locals, you were also kind of the scrub on Zodiac for a while there.
Yeah.
You mentioned you were going to go butt naked to the YCS. Now, did your friends around your locals really give you a hard time for that, or?
Yeah, they all knew it was just a big joke. I'm sort of a different person in real life than I am on Zodiac. Zodiac's just kind of, a big joke to me. It's kind of fun. So I like trolling people, and yeah, I mean, maybe the post was gonna get a certain amount of likes or whatever, but I just thought it'd be funny, and I don't know, Joe Shoemaker, the big Zodiac guy, he really egged me to post it, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't really take it seriously. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you mentioned you have a couple shout outs you want to give to people. Anything you want to say, now's your time. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah. I'm part of Team Yumi and Decree. We have a YouTube channel, so if you want to check that out. Also, my deck profile will be on Wednesday through House of Champions. John Moore's going to post that deck profile, so that'll be a lot of fun. Also, shout out to Darian Crevier, who gave me the idea to run Lad as a joke at locals, and then it ended up just being really good. And also, RJ Hardaway, who me and him have had the deck since day one, so we've tested a lot together. And also, shout out to Junior Puente, who did like 5 hours of mirror testing with me a few days before the tournament. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you for joining me on this interview today. I'm so glad I had you on here. And,
yeah, thank you.
I hope to see a lot more of you topping events and everything, because maybe if you do more posts like that on Zodiac, it's going to be a hoot. So, again, congratulations. I can't congratulate you enough. That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Sebastian Crawford. Thank you for joining me, buddy, and I'll catch you next time.
Peace out.